From the author who brought you the insane world of alchemy and Fullmetal Alchemist comes a show about farming. Yeah, that's it. This is an anime all about teaching you agriculture, and it doesn't extend much beyond that. It's kind of great. Silver Spoon is a show few have seen despite the author being fairly prolific via her other works, and it's sort of fitting that way that a smaller scale story would have this smaller scaled attention set to it. Yet it's also deserving of a little looking into, as it's nothing less than a wholly pleasant experience of an otherwise mundane premise. Yugo is a student at a first-rate agricultural school. The problem is, he's not an agricultural student. He failed his normal exams and opted to attend here for an easier academic workload, which he technically got, but, you know, farming. There, he meets up with other farm students as he learns the ways to the agriculture of Japan, like chicken raising, equestrian husbandry, that stuff. And so, as he learns to appreciate the work of what goes into his stomach as well as the drive of his new friends, Yugo goes by his days in the common chaos that comes with the cows and takes it one spoonful of food at a time. As someone who knows jack about farming and agriculture culture, I see Silver Spoon as one of those pairings into a subject matter that's only feasibly spotlighted in anime, much like what Layback Camp is for camping or Magane is for glasses. These are typically mundane ideas to center your show around that would usually be marketed toward a niche audience. It's something nearly unheard of here in the States, where all of our media are typically excitable or centralized around grander experiences. Even our comedies, which Silver Spoon is also, don't tackle the slice of life genre as often. Think about The Office. The intrigue's not about working in an office, but rather the characters who make it up, like the wacky boss or the uptight kiss-ass. Silver Spoon's also about his characters, but they're interwoven into teaching more about farming and livestock raising, making for the reactionary humor of our lead more contextual, and letting the audience in on the culture shock of these practices, whereas a show like The Office typically sticks to more universally collectivized humor, like dealing with coworkers. Silver Spoon does its job well, as its edutainment practice lends to great audience retention. You learn about food management, animal husbandry, the equipment and technology that advances the industry, and it's through the lens of way overly excited high school kids who are just delightful to be around. There's not a single character here who's unlikable. They all know what they're talking about, they're passionate in doing so, and the one guy who's the stranger in the strange land develops into a surprising underdog who's really easy to root for because he's learning alongside you, as you both journey alongside his peers in their infectious attitudes. I think that's why a ton of these types of shows thrive, because for as fun as these concepts may be, if you have the right company, it becomes a whole new experience, even if the subject matter isn't particularly exciting on paper. There's also the added support of Awakawa's character writing, which has always had this silly but humanistic quality to it. Yugo's straightforward, but he's also soft and naive, akin to baby livestock. There's another character who wants to be a veterinarian, but he's squeamish around blood. There's a drilled-haired Hime character who's literally on her high horse. These are funny ideas, and they're executed humorously. Silver Spoon's not grand nor a masterpiece, but it's charming. It's fun. It's a soothing time amongst friends and colleagues exploring their own little world of agriculture and having the time of their lives doing it. If you go in expecting the next big battle show from the person who did FMA, you'll be a tad disappointed, because this is anything but. It's meant as a time of leisure and education into a somewhat simplified but also somewhat detailed look into one of the world's oldest and hardest working industries. The characters are great, the animation's funny, the music's homely, it's just an all-around good time to be had. If you're even the slightest bit curious of what Japan's farming students seem to be up to, through the point of view of an anime, Silver Spoon will certainly help cultivate that wonder.